The Eagan Wildcats are playing their best hockey in a number of years, winners of 5 in a row. But to make it 6 in a row tonight, they might have to play their best hockey game of the year here in the Eagan Civic Arena. And we welcome you as we get set for South Suburban Conference play between your Eagan Wildcats and the Shakopee Sabers. I should say the South Suburban Conference leading, undefeated in conference play, Shakopee Sabers, ranked number 5 or 6 in the state, depending on what poll you want to look at. But he's Nathan Cron, I'm Mike Cook. We appreciate being with us here on a Thursday night. And Nathan, we talk about the Cats. They are on a roll, but they've also had some time off.
They have had some time off. It's almost like a mini bye week. It's been 8 days since their last game. Cats have an opportunity to relax a little bit, try to deal with some of the bothersome injuries that can occur, especially later in a season. A good opportunity for the Cats to reset and get ready for this run into the playoffs. We'll talk about all those permutations as this broadcast goes on, Mike, but the fact is that there's everything to play for. And tonight, if the Wildcats are going to beat the Shakopee Sabers, they're going to have to play their best game of the season, bar none.
And for the Shakopee Sabers, they also have, if they were to win tonight, they will clinch at least a share of the conference title. So big opportunity for both the Sabers and the Wildcats here from the Civic Arena. Shakopee's going to start with the Cole Davis, Dalen Klein, Cooper Siegert trio up front. Davis is 7, Klein is 19. Siegert, their leading scorer, is number 13. Cats are going to counter with the trio of Turner, Nygaard, and I believe, who am I missing there? John Ballman up front as well, as the Cats making a change early, just 34 seconds in. Hey, last time we saw the Wildcats, it was against Lakeville North. Hey, 38 seconds in, it was 1-0.
Yeah, the Cats started strong in that game, ended up winning 2-1, beating a plucky Lakeville North team. The colors are the same, but the quality on the ice is different. These Shakopee Sabers bring, as you said, Mike, they are either top 4, top 5, top 6, somewhere, but in Minnesota high school AA hockey, anywhere in that top 10, that means you're one heck of a hockey team.
Absolutely. And I mentioned Siegert, the top goal scorer. Nice save that time by Schwark, his first of the game for the Eagan Wildcats. Actually, Tristan Wasengesso, number 8, I should say, he has a top point getter. He's tied with Siegert. Wasengesso is 14 and 21. Siegert 18 and 17. So obviously we'll call the names Siegert and Wasengesso a lot tonight. Wasengesso, by the way, the overtime winner last time out, last Saturday when Shakopee won at Eastview, a 3-2 count, a game where Shakopee had 54 shots on goal. Guessing Charlie Scanlon obviously stood on his head that afternoon for the Eastview Lightning.
Yeah, Sabres had a lot of shots on goal, couldn't get consistent goal production. Interestingly enough, the last time those two teams played, the Eastview Lightning were beaten 12-rip by the Shakopee Sabres earlier in the season. And the fact that it's gotten closer means one of a couple of things. It may mean that everyone's starting to play up a little bit to the Sabres. I mean, again, when you're at the top of the heap, everybody's going to give you their best effort. And you wonder if maybe the Sabres are going to see things like that moving forward. Sabres certainly are going to be seeing a tough game on Saturday when they take on the Farmington Tigers.
You know, it's funny, I asked their coach, Calvin Simon, before this game, that very thought of, is it easy to overlook this one and maybe look ahead to Farmington, knowing these are 16, 17, 18-year-old kids? And he said that's something the Shakopee coaches have emphasized all week long, is that this isn't old Eagan. This is a quality opponent. And Shakopee in low, and it's 1-0 Sabres. 2-0-1 time of the goal. It's going to be Cody Sawyer, his 9th of the year.
Well, Sawyer cashes in for the Sabres. A little action behind the net. A quick pass to the front, and he slams it home. Schwark, I'm not sure Schwark had a whole lot of an opportunity to stop that one. It was in the back of the net before we could even breathe.
Third shot of goal for Shakopee. By the way, looking at conference play, Shakopee. Actually, let's get the official announcement first. Dylan Klein, Carson Steinhoff with the helpers. Here's Williams for the Wildcats, Eagan's top scorer. He's got at least 2 2 goals in 3 of his past 5 games. 7 total lamplighters in that span. Here's Seegert in that top line again. Here's Davis, tries to get it down to Seegert. I was going to say, Shakopee has now outscored their opponents 60-15 in conference play. 6-0 to 1-5. And this is their 12th conference game.
That almost sounds like a typo.
It does. Yeah, they're playing that well. And for the Wildcats, they've picked up the pace. They're averaging 3.1 a game, but we saw they had a stretch there where they were routinely putting up quite a few goals, and just offside there is Pavic just across the line a little bit too early. But in winning those 5 straight, Eagan has scored 6, 5, 5, and a couple of 2-1 wins over both Lakeville North and Prior Lake. Prior Lake was a Ben Williams overtime winner, and actually Williams had a couple last time out against Lakeville North. Landon Hub with the draw for Shakopee, number 33. Can't quite control. Good battle right in the neutral zone. Thomas going to dump that deep for the Wildcats. Nicholas Houston, the goaltender tonight for the Shakopee Sabers. Austin Schwark in net for the Wildcats.
Houston looks like he should be playing for the Shakopee Boys High School basketball team. He's enormous. He towers above the goal. Compare that to, and contrast that to Austin Schwark, who let's just say is not the most physically intimidating goalie you've ever seen.
Trying to read what they have on the sheet here. Let's say 6'6" or 6'8" for Houston.
It says 6'8".
8, but only $190. So,
all right, so just stay out of the strong wind.
I guess. Yeah, let's just say, no problem covering the net down there.
Well, when your team's scoring a lot of goals, it makes it, I wouldn't say easy to play goalie. It's never easy, but
oh, and we've got
too many men. We got too many men.
Too many men for Shakopee.
For the Shakopee Sabers. That's right.
First penalty of the hockey game goes to the Sabres, which means the Eagan Wildcats go into the power play that's clicking at 14.5% this year. Shakopee extremely impressive on the penalty kill at 90.2%. But yeah, too many men is the call. This one comes at 3:54 of this opening period.
Sabres penalty, bench minor penalty for 2 players on the ice, being served by number 4, Carter Wagner.
Carter Wagner to serve it, but it's definitely not on him.
Bench minor penalty for 2 players, being served by Wagner.
Shakopee, nice job of just clearing that one down right away.
Cats won the face-off, but they've got to do a little bit better in terms of controlling the puck, making intentional passes with steam and with pace, because it was a little chip pass that was intercepted by the Sabres, and that's just not going to get it done.
Nope, that one's going to go all the way down. Couldn't be kept in at the far point. 32 seconds elapsed in that Eagan power play. Aggressive forecheck that time by Shakopee. That was number 24 in deep. Cradoville. Matthias got 9 goals on the year for this Sabre squad. Bauman back at the point for the Cats. Not going to get back to him, and it's going to be Shakopee coming the other way with Klein. He'll take some precious seconds off as he circles back in his own end. He and Max Turner going to battle into the boards. A couple of top-line centers. Now, Cross Williams didn't get good wood on that one. Easy save that time for Houston. 52 to go, man advantage Eagan. Williams is going to get it. Trying to get the deflection off Lunenburg. Houston all over the post on that one. Lunenburg tried to go short side.
It was a Williams curveball. Trying to get it to drop in.
Here's Eilertson for the Cats. Sends it across down low. Cats looking to cycle. 32 to go, man advantage. This is Turvold. Turvold, that was blocked on the way through. Kept on the Williams with a shot. There's traffic in front. That puck is loose, and it is going to be out of harm's way. Cole Davis unable to clear for the Sabres. Cats nearly cleared it themselves, but Eilertson kept that one in. Now Davis able to just poke that ahead. Maybe one last opportunity. We're down to single digits in this Eagan power play. Thomas sends it far side into the zone. 3-on-4. Pavic. That's not going to work for Eagan. And Shakopee 1 for 1 on the PK. Sawyer pokes that ahead. He's got the early goal for Shakopee. Back up top, Tolanen thinking about it at the point, but they're not going to get it back to him. Actually, they will now. Just kind of dumped it in deep, went around the corner. Aggressive play, though, by Shakopee coming down was Steinhoff on that left side. Eagan defense not really moving their feet that last time down.
Cats are getting caught watching the puck a little bit, Mike, while the Shakopee Sabers are buzzing around them, and that cannot happen. There's two things that Cats have got to do tonight. Number one, they have to play good fundamentals. Make sure keep everything in front of you as Steinhoff brings it over the blue line, turns it over. But the other thing they've got to do is be physical, right? They're going to have to be physical against this Shakopee team that has no problem being physical back. But it's a great equalizer between two teams, especially if the Shakopee Sabers have a little more skill or a little more speed.
Yep. We're down 7 minutes elapsed in this opening period. Again, 1-0 Sabres here on Eagan TV. Of course, we are your home for Wildcat Sports. Shakopee able to poke that one out right at the blue line, dump it back in, but they are going to be able to get, this is Jackson Johnson. He'll just dump it in and wait for 4 fresh teammates to get onto the ice. Turnover in front. Shakopee cannot quite keep it in, so Johnson will just send it down deep again. Well, I really like Shakopee's aggressiveness, trying to force Eagan to get out of the zone.
Yeah, they're doing whatever they can to make Eagan make mistakes, and it's it can work. It can work, and it's something that the Cats have got to be aware of.
Yep. Off the boards near side, that's going to be dumped in off the stick of H-U-H. It is pronounced we were told. Long shot, Schwark steers that one aside. 5th shot of the game for the Sabres. Opportunity, nice job coming back defensively though for Shakopee was Gavin White. His knee guard was bursting down for the Wildcats. And Eagan forced to regroup once again in their own zone. There's Klein dumping it in. By the way, Eagan playing without Andrew Vobel tonight, one of their defensemen. He's out battling an illness, so best wishes for Andrew to get healthy, and hopefully he'll be back on Saturday when Lakeville South comes here to the litter box. Halfway through this opening period, that's going to go all the way down. Should be an ice against the Sabres, and it is. We mentioned Shakopee. They 3-2 over Eastview in overtime on Saturday, but a week ago they played St. Thomas Academy. Got beat by a 3-0 count up at the St. Thomas Ice Arena. Shakopee's got 4 losses on the year. Number 3, St. Thomas. They beat Hermantown, number 1 in Class A, but they lost to number 2 Moorhead, number 1 Minnetonka, and then Eden Prairie, who's a perennial power over in that Lake Conference.
Well, I like what the Cats are doing. They're trying to get shots on Houston, and that was an example. I think that was Eilertson from the point, got something in, and it floated in and kind of rolled in kind of in an odd way. As Wildcat fans thinking that maybe that might have been offsides as the Sabres brought it over, but in any event, we play on.
Yep.
It's going to be a greasy goal, right? I mean, it's probably going to be a greasy goal against this good Shakopee team. And that came out.
Yeah, that one did get official right there. Quickly tried to get his arm in the air, but had a player there, but he got the arm up.
Yeah, had to be careful.
Yep, there's Seeger dumping it in for Shakopee. Sabres again spending a lot of time in the Wildcat zone. As we say that, the home team able to break it out. Shilkin just going to dump that one deep into the zone. Cats play a little dump and chase. And we've got a souvenir.
Dumped it a little bit too hard. Bring that face-off out to neutral ice.
Cats putting the line of Garrett Larson, Nate Turvold, and Brody Kreiser out at the moment. Looks like Shakopee's got Will O'Neill, 23. Cody Sawyer, 14. Dylan Schmitz is 17. Listed as a 3rd line on the depth chart for the Sabres. Those coaches will tell you these are just lines. They don't necessarily equal a depth chart.
Well, one of the advantages that the Cats have had this season is they've had fairly balanced scoring, Mike, and so you look at that first line, second line, third line. The Cats have been getting production from every line that they put out there. Every group of players out there has been productive in some sense or another, and so as a result, you are going to see a little more equitable ice time, and it's harder to necessarily pin down the Cats.
Absolutely. There's Kreiser battling in deep. Larson trying to get back to Forster. Intercept Shakopee. 2-on-2 potential. Sawyer, he does stay on sides. That goes wide of Schwark off the shot from Wasson Gesso. Or no, check that. That was 23 O'Neill with the shot. And Shakopee to regroup in their own zone. It's Cradaville up. 24 gets it back. Shot Nice block that time. Forrester back in front. Tried to find Hug, couldn't do it. Cradaville right on the post. So is Schwark. Puck does come loose. I like how the official did not blow that one dead.
Yeah, I lost sight of it, but fortunately his eyes are better than ours.
Yep. Schwark steers that one aside on the long shot that came in from Gavin White. Shot can be forced to tag. And officials say they do. Cats tried to poke it ahead to Nygaard. Some changing up behind the play by Coach Austin Kreiser. Inside 6 to go in this opening period. Yeah, just the one goal, and that was Carter Sawyer. 2:01 in. Icing upcoming. Icing called. Oh, we mentioned the Wildcats. They're back home on Saturday afternoon. Lakeville South is here, scheduled for a 3 o'clock start. Two teams that are right next to each other in the conference standings.
I mean, Cats are not going to be challenging and pushing for a conference title this year, but you know, finishing third or third place versus fifth place is still a nice feather in the cap for first-year coach Austin Kreiser.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
the Cats.
Absolutely. Eagan also has Rosemount. That's next week down at the Rosemount Community Center. And they'll finish here on Valentine's Day with Apple Valley Burnsville, who is 1-10 in conference play. So the Cats are going to play some good opposition as they get set for postseason action between the Sabers, Lakeville South, Rosemount. You would think the Apple Valley Burnsville should be the easiest, shall we say, of the four, but again, that's not a gimme by any stretch.
Well, on paper, the Apple Valley Burnsville, program is not quite, is a little, not quite as strong as they've been in the past, and Cats should match up well against them as they did earlier this season. But again, you never know. Look what Eastview did to Shakopee a few nights ago.
Exactly.
Right. So every game, if you have to treat every game at this point like a playoff game.
Shakopee able to stop the Wildcats briefly. Actually, they're going to get it back. They're going to dump that one all the way in as Shakopee. Nice little dump and chase that time. So we're down to 4.5 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Sabres on that early goal by Sawyer. Opportunity in front. Oh, it's 2-0 Shakopee. Dylan Schmitz going to light the lamp this time, number 5 of the year for Schmitz. And right before that goal, I was just about to say, Cats are kind of standing still again. Shakopee getting way too many easy opportunities.
Well,
and Schmitz right there alone in front.
Yeah, we don't have the replay capability. If we did, we would see Schmitz coasting right in front of Schwark all by himself. And credit to the Shakopee Sabres throwing that puck out there at just the right time to give Schmitz the chance to latch onto it and poke it home. The reality of it is you cannot watch the puck. You've got to attack, and you've got to be able to see the player that you're supposed to be looking at or watching as well as the puck. And that time Schmitz was by himself.
So O'Neill and Sawyer with the assist on the Schmitz goal. So a couple of quote-unquote third-liners with goals for the Sabres here tonight. And a 2-0 lead for the visitors. You got Williams for the Wildcats. He and Turner and Nygaard for the Wildcats. Sabres just bursted through straight ahead that time. Cradaville. Paul with a shot. Schwark save. Puck popped out. Cradaville couldn't get a stick on that one. All the way down will be an ice. Sitwell with 3:19 to go in the first. Now 2-0 Sabres. Shots are 9-5 favor of the visitors.
Mike, looking ahead at the section playoff rankings, and again, we don't have any formal rankings and as the coaches do vote, but imagine the Cats with what they've done this season, assuming the results play out as we probably expect them to do. Imagine they should get a home playoff game this year. It should be a 4 seed in Section 3.
Schwark fell down, stumbles to get back. Shakopee nearly banked one off his back, but no harm is done. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think, but you got to finish strong to ensure that you have that opportunity. Here's Lunenburg. He'll dump that one in for the Cats. Pavic in deep. Boy, Cats just cannot get anything set up in the zone this evening. And Shakopee to regroup. Cats going to make a couple of player changes. And we got Steinhoff and Tolanen back there playing catch. It's going to be Tolanen. Tolanen with the puck. Blue, red, blue. 3 out. Tolanen again to the backhand. That goes wide of the cage. Not sure if Schwartz got a piece of that. I think right now Eagan's going to be happy to just be down 2-0 after this period. It's 2:17 remaining in it.
Yeah, the Sabres have hit an extra gear, Mike. They've gone to their, that extra bit of energy, extra bit of connection that gives them an opportunity as Sawyer circles and looks for a teammate.
Well, they had the trailer coming down but could not quite connect. That was Sawyer they were looking for with 2 minutes to go in the first. In deep, that's Wagner from his defensive spot as Schmitz rotates back to the right point. Shakopee able to keep that one in. Huss sends it across near side. Ballman up into the netting, and Cats are going to get a whistle. Face off to the left of Schwartz.
And Mike, the Cats are doing something that we've seen the Cats and a lot of hockey teams do, where they're up against an opponent that's big, fast, strong, skilled, etc. And that is they're starting to sag off. They're starting to back up a little bit instead of closing the space between themselves and the player either with the puck or the player in the other color jersey. And they've got to step up. They cannot back off.
That's going to open in the netting on the far side. Face-off would be in the zone. I think it's going to be just outside the zone is where I believe it should be. And instead it looks like it is going to be in the Shakopee zone. Must have been tipped by a Saber. So face-off to the left of Nicholas Houston. Houston comes in, goals against average of 162. Save percentage 928.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. And so far he's perfect on all the saves for Shakopee, and there's another one, maybe two for the Wildcats. I'm sure they're going to give him one shot, put it up to 6.
That was a nice flurry off the faceoff, Mike.
Absolutely.
Nygaard crashing, and I think Turner wins it, but then somehow flips it over to Nygaard. Nygaard just goes straight in between Nygaard and Turner. That's a lot of beef out there, and I like their chances if they can just get a loose puck in front of Houston to get a chance at slapping something home.
I was going to say, that goes to what you were saying just a little bit ago. It's going to take some greasy goals tonight. And the Cats, for one of the few times, actually had really a greasy goal opportunity, shall we say. Turnover neutral. Eilerson for the Cats. He's knocked off the puck that time by a Shakopee defender. That was Johnson, I believe. Long shot, and Houston stops Eilerson. A little extra shoving behind the net. Nothing coming of that.
I like the quick release from Eilerson. He got that off quickly, and using players crossing in front of Houston as a screen. There was a chance. Again, he's going to take up a lot of space. He's an enormous guy down there with those pads and those. I think those pads are 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah, we'll do this draw thing once again. It was Turner against Huh on the draw. We got Nygaard Williams on the wing. Eilerson and Riley back up top. Riley did not keep that one in. Cradaville leads the Shakopee rush, then he gets upended by Riley. No penalty upcoming. Shakopee fans disagree with the no call, judging by the reaction to some of the fans to our left.
I think we played the soccer rule there, which is. There was a play on the puck. They took the puck. Now the hit from behind in middle ice. I'm a little surprised on is.
Lawson Gesso nearly with another goal for the Sabres. He cut right in front. Nice job though by Schwartz just to get down and basically block the bottom half of the net.
Well, Cradaville absolutely got lit up in the middle of the ice, and it looked like he got hit from behind. I'm surprised that the referees maybe didn't blow a whistle there.
32.2 to go in the first. Here's Davis for Shakopee. Leaves it Tolanen. Tried Davis down low. He said he's going to find Siegert. Siegert to circle. Siegert with an opportunity. Schwartz is there. Coming across, so I think that was Klein that almost set up the nice screen in front of Schwartz. Uncontested to set up that screen. And it's 3-0. Siegert, that was a pretty goal. Backhand, forehand.
Well, the Cats had it on their stick. The Cats had it on their stick down below the circle on the far side, had a chance to clear it and didn't. Whenever you're playing a team that plays like this, that has this much skill, its strength, speed, all the things, all the intangibles that the Shakopee Sabers have, you've got, when the puck's on your stick, you have to get a clearance. You cannot turn the puck over. It got turned over at the blue line, and the Sabers went the other direction very quickly and made the Cats pay.
By the way, Steinhoff got the lone assist on that goal, but 3-0 Sabres. What feels like it could be a lot worse for the home team.
Well, the shots are 11-7. They're not incredibly lopsided, right? It's a situation where the Cats have had some offense, but the Sabres have looked so clinical. They've looked so smooth. They've been so coordinated, and you can see why they're one of the top 6 teams in this state at the AA level.
The Cats are sending some T-shirts up into the crowd. They're going to head to the locker room, and they are down by a 3-0 count. Well, let's see the words of wisdom that Austin Kreiser has for the Cats, and we'll be back with second period action. You're watching Wildcat Hockey on ETV.
Hi, I'm Salim Omari, and I serve as the Eagan Police Chief. So excited to be here with you guys. Connecting with community and making sure that this city stays safe, stays vibrant, and remains a place where people who live here, work here, and visit here feel safe and a part of this community. The Eagan Police Department has some of the best police officers in the state of Minnesota and truly around the country. And I'm so excited about working with them, learning from them, so that we can work collectively to make sure we serve really, really well. Focusing on staff development, making sure that our people remain the best trained, the best equipped, be able to meet the increasing demands of our community members, making sure our officers spend time with community and trying to prevent crimes before they occur. So I really want to be able to leverage data and technology and trainings. I think at a pretty young age, I knew that I couldn't sit at a desk all day long and do the same thing over and over again. Really what inspired me were a couple of school resource officers, one in middle school and one in high school, who made early investments in me and showed me what law enforcement and community service and community safety really was. Helping people is, I think, one of the most important things that we can do. There's so much humanity and dignity with it. That's where my inspiration comes from, and it really gives me a lot of purpose. I love the Minnesota Vikings. Love that we have their training facility right here in Eagan. Really, I'm a family first person. I have a wonderful wife of a little over 10 years and 2 little daughters who I just love spending time with. I just want to say I am so proud to be your police chief. It's a responsibility that I don't take lightly, and I'm going to work so hard to make sure that the officers are equipped and prepared to serve you at a really high level. I'm going to be committed to working and making sure that the foundation that has been built here in Eagan, that we continue to build on, and that we continue to make sure that there's constant growth here in the police department and entire city of Eagan.
Call 911 for all emergencies. We're here to assist with non-emergency calls as well. You can call us at 651-322-2323, or you can submit an online request. The same 911 dispatchers who answer the phone calls also answer online requests 24/7.
3322 for a disturbance noise complaint.
The online request supports language translation and may be an ideal option for those with communication barriers. Your non-emergency call may be answered by a virtual assistant. There are many common requests that the virtual assistant can help you with, allowing you to avoid hold times during peak volume hours. We're still here for you for non-emergencies. In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
We are here to help you stay safe while riding your e-bike in the city of Eagan.
An e-bike or an electronic bicycle is a bicycle that has pedals and it has an electronic motor that assists with pedaling. There's 3 different classes of an e-bike. Class 1 is a pedal assist up to 20 miles an hour. Class 2 is a pedal assist with throttle up to 20 miles an hour. And Class 3 is a pedal assist only up to 28 miles an hour. You are allowed to ride an e-bike on trails, sidewalks, and streets. You have to be 15 years or older to ride the e-bike. E-bike riders, along with bicyclists, have to follow the rules of the roadway while riding in the road. They must signal their turns, they must stay to the right side of a lane, and they have to operate as if you're a car. So at a stop sign, e-bikes, bicycles all have to stop or yield at that stop sign to ensure they can stop completely. We would encourage everyone that's riding an e-bike, or bicycle for that matter, to wear a helmet.
Most e-bikes are powered by lithium-ion batteries. Follow these best practices to stay safe while charging your e-bike. One of the most important things while charging your e-bike is using the proper charger that came with the bike. Make sure you store your e-bike away from exits and other hazards. Charge your e-bike outdoors or in your garage. Make sure you turn the charger off when the cycle is complete. Don't leave it charging all night. Let's all have fun out there, but stay safe.
What's the address of the emergency?
When you call 911, we'll guide you through it. Just try to stay calm and focused and answer the call taker's questions. The first and most important information that we ask is the address and location of the emergency. From there, the questions being asked will depend on the emergency being reported. All the information you provide ensures that you get the right help as soon as possible.
At Dakota 911, the role of call taking and dispatching is split. While the call taker is speaking with you, their partner is already dispatching emergency services to the location needed.
Dakota 911 has tools to recognize and support communications in multiple languages. An interpreter may be brought on the line to help support the call.
Listen carefully and I'll tell you how to do chest compressions.
If you have a medical emergency, Dakota 911 provides pre-arrival instructions, such as CPR, until responders can get on the scene and take over. Seconds save lives, so the sooner we can intervene and provide care, the greater the outcome.
In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
Hi, I'm Salim Omari and I serve as the Eagan Police Chief. So excited to be here with you guys. Connecting with community and making sure that this city stays safe, stays vibrant, and remains a place where people who live here, work here, and visit here feel safe and a part of this community. The Eagan Police Department has some of the best police officers in the state of Minnesota and truly around the country. And I'm so excited about working with them, learning from them, so that we can work collectively to make sure we serve really, really well. Focusing on staff development, making sure that our people remain the best trained, the best equipped, be able to meet the increasing demands of our community members, making sure our officers spend time with community and trying to prevent crimes before they occur. So I really want to be able to leverage data and technology and trainings. I think at a pretty young age, I knew that I couldn't sit at a desk all day long and do the same thing over and over again. Really what inspired me were a couple of school resource officers, one in middle school and one in high school, who made early investments in me and showed me what law enforcement and community service and community safety really was. Helping people is, I think, one of the most important things that we can do. There's so much humanity and dignity with it. That's where my inspiration comes from, and it really gives me a lot of purpose. I love the Minnesota Vikings. Love that we have their training facility right here in Eagan. Really, I'm a family first person. I have a wonderful wife of a little over 10 years and 2 little daughters who I just love spending time with. I just want to say I am so proud to be your police chief. It's a responsibility that I don't take lightly, and I'm going to work so hard to make sure that the officers are equipped and prepared to serve you at a really high level. I'm going to be committed to working and making sure that the foundation that has been built here in Eagan, that we continue to build on it, and we continue to make sure that there's constant growth here in the police department and entire city of Eagan.
Call 911 for all emergencies. We're here to assist with non-emergency calls as well. You can call us at 651-322-2323, or you can submit an online request. The same 911 dispatchers who answer the phone calls also answer online requests 24/7.
3322 for a disturbance noise complaint.
The online request supports language translation and may be an ideal option for those with communication barriers. Your non-emergency call may be answered by a virtual assistant. There are many common requests that the virtual assistant can help you with, allowing you to avoid hold times during peak volume hours. We're still here for you for non-emergencies. In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
We are here to help you stay safe while riding your e-bike in the city of Eagan.
An e-bike or an electronic bicycle is a bicycle that has pedals and it has an electronic motor that assists with pedaling. There's 3 different classes of an e-bike. Class 1 is a pedal assist up to 20 miles an hour. Class 2 is a pedal assist with throttle up to 20 miles an hour. And Class 3 is a pedal assist only up to 28 miles an hour. You are allowed to ride an e-bike on trails, sidewalks, and streets. You have to be 15 years or older to ride the e-bike. E-bike riders, along with bicyclists, have to follow the rules of the roadway while riding in the road. They must signal their turns, they must stay to the right side of a lane, and they have to operate as if you're a car. So at a stop sign, e-bikes, bicycles all have to stop or yield at that stop sign to ensure they can stop completely. We would encourage everyone that's riding an e-bike, or bicycle for that matter, to wear a helmet.
Most e-bikes are powered by lithium-ion batteries. Follow these best practices to stay safe while charging your e-bike. One of the most important things while charging your e-bike is using the proper charger that came with the bike. Make sure you...
Oh, hi. Welcome back inside the Eagan Civic Arena. We're after one period. The Shakopee Sabers up by a field goal over your Eagan Wildcats. Shots 11-7 in that opening period, but boy, Shakopee was so fast throughout that period. He's Nathan Cron. I'm Mike Cook. We say thank you for being with us here on ETV. And Nathan, we got a shot. Let's mention our crew so we don't, because those guys and gals deserve a lot more credit than we do.
Absolutely. Award-winning ETV crew. Our executive producer is Josh Sibley. Our director is Winter Price. And our cameras are operated tonight by Michelle Nielsen and Ken Trainer. Thanks for making us look and sound so good. You guys at ETV, you guys at ETV are a community treasure, and we're lucky to have you.
Absolutely. I know we did a lot. ETD did a lot of girls hockey games as well this year, and unfortunately for the girls, their season came to an end last night.
Yeah, their season did come to an end last night in the section quarterfinals against Lakeville North. They were, to their credit, the The Wildcats, oh boy, I'm going to get in trouble for that. The Wildcats were the 6th seed, taking on the Lakeville North Panthers down at Ames Arena. Ended the first period at 1-0. Lakeville came out in the second period, got a quick power play goal. Cats responded, though, with a one-timer from Allie Schwark, the sister of the Wildcats goalie here tonight. So Allie Schwark tallied for the Cats to cut it to 2-1 off an assist from Mackenzie Danich. But then the Lakeville North Panthers managed to get another power play goal early in the third period. And that really did the trick.
Well, Shakopee trying to make this 4-0 early. Great opportunity for the Sabres. Schwark, glove save, rebound is there. Gets it down just in time as Cole Davis on the doorstep for the Sabres.
I think the Sabres were struck by Lake Eagan. There was a lot of water put down, and you can still see it on some of the ice. A lot of water from the Zamboni between the periods, and I got to tell you, I think as he made that move, I think that puck stuck, and I think it took it right off his stick.
Advantage Zamboni driver, I guess.
Is that called puck luck? I guess that's a little puck luck if you're a Wildcat fan.
Called something, but they'll take it.
Absolutely.
The 3 is going to be a hard enough hole to overcome against these Sabres. I'm sure the Cats don't even want to see that 3 turn to a 4 up there on the scoreboard.
Absolutely not. Cats are going to, again, we talked about it in the first period, Cats have to play good fundamental hockey, make sure they're making good decisions.
Forster tries to dump that one out, but he's taken out on the play. I believe that's Seegert down low. It is. One of the players wearing a C for the Shakopee Sabres. Seegert scored with 10.1 to go in the first. And centered it in front. Also scoring for Shakopee was Cody Sawyer along with Dylan Smith. Post, rebound, goal. You may as well add the name to that one. That's going to be 33, Landon Huh. 4-0 Sabres.
One of the things, wow.
As they pressure all over that time. Austin Schwark, very little, if any, chance on that one.
No, well, he made the initial save,
Correct.
Took it away, and then the rebound comes down. And again, you've got Hogg basically just, again, he's kind of by himself. And we've seen these defensive breakdowns. There's some stuff here for the Wildcats to work on over the next few games to make sure they're ready for the section quarterfinals.
Wasson Gessel, the lone assist on that one for the Sabres. And look who, here's Honey's got Wasson. Couldn't get it off that time. Nice defensive play. Sliding back for the Wildcats was Ballman. Tried to get it ahead that time to Turvold into the Shakopee zone. Turvold in against Johnson. Shakopee able to control the puck behind their own end line up top. And here comes again Matthias Cradaville for Shakopee. Wasson Gesso down low. Paul should be the third member of that troop, and he is. Schwark looking for it. It's underneath him. He had no idea where it was, but Schwarky with another save for the Wildcats.
He's absolutely under siege right now, Mike, and I'll tell you right now that Schwark's going to make that first save, but he's going to need some help. These Wildcats have got to bail him out in terms of clearing rebounds or clearing loose pucks, making sure that the Shakopee Sabres don't get an extra bite at the apple. And right now, it's Honeycrisp season, and the Shakopee Sabres are nibbling.
Shakopee has outscored their opponents now 36-9 in the second period. What do you call that? Foreboding, I think? Is that the foreshadowing? Turner for the Wildcats, 1-on-2, needed some help, didn't get it. And it's going to be Shakopee puck. I almost said Shakopee ball.
Well, you said they were up by a field goal
I did.
to start the period, so.
Where's Ray Benton when you need him over there on the Shakopee sidelines? 2.5 gone by, 4-0 Sabres. They've got one this period. And Williams, opportunity for the Wildcats. Ben Williams, Cats top scorer. Ben Williams, backhand. Cats on the board.
Well, it had to be a special play, and Williams cashed in for the Wildcats. Great effort, individual effort for Williams. The Cats finally get out of their own end and give Williams a little bit of a jump as the lights flash around Houston. And I was actually surprised that he didn't come out and play that because Williams was so extended physically. He was reaching in front of him. I was surprised Houston didn't come off his line and maybe try to poke check that.
Turner, Nygaard get helpers, and Cats are on the board. Shots right now, 16-8 Shakopee. But for Williams, we said he's got 7 goals in his last 5 starts. Like that 8 and 6. 3 of those 5 games he had double-digit goals.
Well, what an effort by Williams. I mean, it's that kind of stuff, though. I mean, again, win or lose, having a good performance over the next period and a half for the Wildcats will make a huge difference heading into this weekend.
16 on the year now, by the way, for Williams, the Eagan junior. And Cats just kind of dumped that one in. Shakopee's going to be able to come out the other way. Tried to get it up to Davis here at the blue line. And Shakopee going to regroup once again. Steinhoff will get it. Here's Davis to Klein. Davis, Klein, backhand. Great play, Riley, for the Wildcats to thwart that opportunity. Again, Liam Riley getting an opportunity, pretty much the 5th D tonight for the Wildcats. Shot goes just wide of the cage. Number 26, Willie Levine, also in uniform tonight for the Wildcats. As we mentioned earlier, Andrew Vobel out with an illness. Like I said, hopefully he'll be back come Saturday for the Lakeville South contest. Shakopee going to keep this one in the zone. Schwark watches that one go by. Shakopee trying to have a guy come on the slot for the tip, but unable to connect. Lunenburg all the way down. Should be an ice, and it is with 12:54 to go here in the second.
Interesting on that last sequence, Mike. The Cats were pressuring the puck pretty well on the front side of that play, but on the back side, Steinhoff and a couple of other players for the Sabres were kind of camped out, and I was getting a little worried that if that puck suddenly found its way to the far side of the ice, that the Cats would be in real trouble. The Cats are going to have to make sure that they're marking up those guys.
Schwark almost got caught leaning there a little bit, but kept that right pad down. Shakopee keeping that one in. Back across, that goes off of Turvold. Cats off the glass and out. Kreiser gave chase, couldn't quite get to it, but Shakopee is going to bring it back into the zone. I shouldn't even say this, but Wildcats yet to go to the penalty box tonight. Just the one penalty on Shakopee, and that was a too many men. So really no on-ice infractions for either squad yet. Turvold watched by Johnson. Here comes Shakopee, going to clear the zone. Eilertson back on D. As Cradaville brought it in. Opportunities there. Hull was coming down the slot. He tried to go top right, couldn't get it, just wide.
He'll see that one in his dreams tonight. He had a great opportunity. A player of his caliber, he expects to have that on frame. Again, not necessarily score, but it has to hit the net.
Well, here he comes again, 2-on-1 potential. He and O'Neill. They are on sides. O'Neill shot. Schwarky, what a save. Got that right pad down. Speaking of guys that are going to see shots, O'Neill's going to see that one in his dreams. Again, Schwark keeps this a 3-goal deficit for the Wildcats. 11.5 to go in this second. Both teams with a goal this period. 4-1 overall is the score in favor of the Shakopee Sabers. Looking to clinch at least a share of the conference title with a win tonight. And they've got Farmington at home on Saturday, which would clinch it. Somebody at the scoreboard just flipped the 4-5 real quick and then flipped it right back. It's like, no, Shakopee had a great opportunity. They did not score.
Well, Austin Schwark, that was a highlight reel
yes.
Pad save earlier in this period.
Opportunity, Davis couldn't get it through that time. Again, Schwark under pressure again, but Shakopee controls this puck in the Eagan zone. Siegert, just great puck control by Siegert. Long shot, Schwark, and he gobbles that one up. Off the shot from the right side wall by Tolanen. Tolanen's got 6 goals and a couple of helpers, or take that back, no goals and 2 helpers coming into this one.
Well, the domination here in this second period by the Sabres in terms of shots on goal, 9-1 in their favor. To be fair, the Cats did net with their single shot on goal this period, but Not a good trend.
That puck went off a skate, nearly a backhand opportunity for Shakopee. It's 29. Nathan Heilman was the opportunity there. See, Colton Krizak is on the ice right now for Shakopee, number 6. Had a hat trick in the JV game. That was a 3-1 win for the Sabres. Here before this one at the Eagan Civic Arena.
I want to say thanks to everybody here joining us on ETV, whether you're from Eagan, from Shakopee, down Highway 13, at least from where we are here in Eagan. Whether you're from Aberdeen, South Dakota, Sarasota, Florida, or parts unknown, thanks for joining us here on ETV for ETV Sports and Boys High School Hockey.
And a quick whistle as that one gets gobbled up by Houston.
Well, the Sabres, Mike, we were talking about it earlier, they're top, let's say, 6 team in this state.
Yeah.
They're in Section 2. They have the luck/bad luck of having Minnetonka also in their section. And so, they're looking at a 1 seed or a 2 seed, probably a 2 seed, depending on how Minnetonka does. And that's, if you're a 2 seed in a section in Class AA, you're thinking state tournament.
Yep, absolutely. We're Shakopee section champs last season. And their coach, again, Calvin Simon, was telling me, Tonka's got a couple of tough ones before this regular season is over. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting to follow, and it's 5-1 Sabres. This shot. First man to come back, well, it looks like it's 20. It's going to be Gavin White from that right dot, coming in from his defensive spot with a snipe.
Well, there was there was some traffic off to Schwark's right side, but that was just a rocket that found the top corner.
6:53 time of that one here in period number 2.
And it's hard not to be impressed, Mike Cook, with the clinical precision that these Sabres are exhibiting here tonight. 21 shots, 5 goals, and it feels like it's been an absolute blizzard of offense. And in some sense it has. 5 goals, and we're not even halfway through the second period. But only 21 shots. It's not like they've put 40 shots on Schwark already.
No.
They're just making it count.
Jackson Johnson, lone assist, by the way, on that goal for the Sabres. For Johnson, that'll be his 4th assist of the year. And here come the Sabres once again. Opportunity, Sawyer! Schwark! Sawyer nearly his 2nd of the game. Schwark with I don't know how many fantastic saves when you include that one.
Strong stick.
Yeah, Larson just and in. Well, I wonder if we said Schwark had a relative watching us. What was it, Orange Beach last game? We never did figure out where that was, but I did hear that somewhere there was an Orange Beach, Alabama, and I don't know if that's the same place. But
it is.
Is
it is on the, can I say this on the air? The Redneck Riviera?
Is that the Gulf of?
It's the Gulf of Mexico.
Yes.
Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico, depending on your map or what your globe says.
Yeah. Wonder if they got below freezing the other day with all that cold snap heading down there.
Hard to say, but yes, it's so it's apparently, I did ask about this, and apparently it's near Pensacola, but west of Pensacola.
Okay.
So it's not in Florida. It's actually what's that? Alabama.
Alabama, yeah. All right, so there's our geography lesson for tonight's hockey game.
Well, the more you know, and on that one we need the little sounder.
Yeah. By the way, it is Teacher Appreciation Night here in Wildcat Country, where a lot of 12 seniors each selected a teacher that's made a meaningful, lasting impact on their education and personal growth. And there's a big hit just inside the blue line. That was Shilkin. Among those being honored were Rachel Fair, Eric Dooley, John Elias, Dale Comer, Wayne Krantz, Joe Kistner, Colleen DeLuca, Sarah Gustafson, Clark Ashland. Among the teachers being honored. The Cats nearly getting one in front. Also honored Martha Rietveld and Mitch Snowbeck, the esteemed Mitch Snowbeck. He wanted to make sure we address him that way.
Sabres need an ice as Lunenburg and Pavik were having an absolute shift. Lunenburg was just a one-man wrecking ball out there on that shift. He's going to get an offensive zone face-off for the Wildcats. But Sabers smartly just airing that one out and making sure that it got out of the zone high and hard because they were catching it, not delivering it.
8 minutes even to go here in the second. 5-1 Sabers. Shakopee comes in averaging just over 4 goals a game. Here's Tolanen, and we've got a whistle because we have offsides, I believe.
Either offside or played with a high stick.
It definitely wasn't a high stick signal. Face-off going to be just
offside.
outside the Wildcat zone
Offsides
regardless.
it is.
Yep. Face-off in the neutral. A couple of 19s going at it. Klein and Turvold. Shakopee able to control. I thought that guy might have been offsides, but officials disagree. And Shakopee able to keep this one in the Wildcat zone. Cats desperately needing the next goal. Here's Forrester. Tries to get it ahead to Brody Kreiser. Kreiser going in deep for the Wildcats. Lost the puck, however. Davison the other way. Siegert, Davis. Back to Steinhoff. Steinhoff gets a shot, but he was hit by Kreiser just as he got that shot off. Steinhoff hits the deck, loses his stick.
Great physics lesson there for Kreiser. Kreiser is smaller. Steinhoff is a big, solid defenseman. He is physical. He's big. You can see it here. It's hard to tell maybe you're at home, but he's a big guy, and Kreiser's not big. He's not a large human being. So, I mean, the fact is he had to stay low and he had to just get it just right, and he had to do it in a way that wasn't going to draw a penalty.
Exactly.
Mike, if he had hit him from behind, that's a penalty easily. But he was shoulder to shoulder.
And it was just the timing was just impeccable right there. And that, by the way, that offside Shakopee as we get a break in the action. 6:42 to go in the second.
Now, people ask me from time to time, when you have these sporting events and if the score does get a little lopsided, what do you talk about? What do you focus on? Games, stuff like that. Kreiser with a really good poke check, or a really nice play by Williams, or a really great pad save by Schwark. It's all there for you to watch.
Yep, absolutely. Here comes Eilertson for the Cats. He loses it to Sawyer. Sawyer, Eilertson, they both hit the ice. No arms go up, we play on. Try to get in front. Rebound, 6-1 Sabers. Puck just popped out, and I believe that was Sawyer being Johnny on the spot. His second of the night. 6-1. Sawyer, double digits goals now as he's up to 10 on the season. Again, no chance for Schwark.
No, and that is, again, the word we used before was clinic. I might have used the word clinical before, but it's just clinical. I mean, 23 shots, 6 goals. The Sabres just absolutely are cashing in on these scoring opportunities, and the Cats are getting caught a little flat-footed, right? I mean, that's, I think, maybe the third or fourth time that the Cats have allowed a player, to either cruise right in front of Schwark, and that's at this level, especially against a team that's this good. It's going to be goal after goal.
And I think they said that goal was unassisted officially, but bottom line, 6-1 Sawyer second. Here come the Sabres again. They had numbers in their favor. But Cradaville couldn't quite hang on to that puck just inside the zone as he got spun around by Thomas. Thomas, who loses his stick, and he'll head to the bench. Shilkin dumps that one all the way in. Houston has to stop just this 5th shot of the period by Eagan that has went on goal. And a couple of those came from way out that just happened to kind of easy little saves. Here's Davis against Pavic. In there as well. Forrester for the Wildcats. Puck at the Shakopee blue line, dumps into the zone off the stick of Larson. Cats going to change up a couple of players as that puck went deep with 5:10 to go in the second. Shakopee 3 in the first, 3 in the second. Cats had one earlier this period, courtesy of Ben Williams. 5 to go now in the second. Just a reminder, it's a 6-goal deficit in the third. We play running time.
Not a place the Wildcats have been too often this season.
No, not at all. Not at all. Big hit that time by Siegert on, I believe, Kreiser on the receiving end of that check. Ballman back to Riley. Tried to get it back to Ballman. Shakopee intercept. Boy, they almost had Davis coming alone in front. Siegert loses the puck. Here comes Williams for the Cats. Larson with him. Williams was offsides. Cats are going to have to tag. They do not. Man, face-off should come just outside the zone. So with 4:18 to go in period number 2.
So far, the Shakopee Sabers looking like a team that's ready for the state tournament, Mike. I mean, they look fast, lean, skilled, intense, physical. I mean, all the various things that you want.
Davis down that left side, odd angle shot, Short kicks that aside. Look at that puck right out front, and it's a goal this time. This time it's going to be, I believe, Klein that came down, and that, again, lost by a Wildcat defenseman, and it's now 7-1 Sabres. And for number 19, Klein, that'll be his first of the night and 7th on the season. And it is quiet in the Civic Arena.
Well, again, Klein finds himself right in the high slot with an opportunity. The puck's sitting down nicely for him, and Sabres nice and unselfish with the puck, moving it around, and that time it just falls to him quickly. He rips it, and Schwark, again, I'm not sure he had a whole lot of an opportunity to get in front of that one.
Nope. Davis with the lone assist, by the way, for the Sabres. There's Schwark just slid over on that one, but again, opportunity. Sawyer was there, no cat on him. Sawyer, the only multiple goal scorer tonight for the Sabres. Start to wonder if the Cats will replace Schwark in the third period, maybe give Mike a strop, some action, the senior. 3:16 and counting in the third. Here comes Shakopee the other way. Schmitz, he's got a goal tonight. He'll leave it far side. Sawyer, and they're going to make a change as they enter the Wildcat zone. Wildcats look to break it out. Tried to hit Kreiser up ahead, but it's going to be Gavin White coming away with it for the Sabres. Lawson Gesso overskates it. Actually, he gets it back. From the half wall, sends it back up top. Here's White. White through traffic just wide. White's got a goal tonight as well. Keeps it in right at the blue line. Cats could have put it anywhere else on that blue line to get it out of the zone, but it went right to White. Eilertson ahead. Kreiser overskates that one, and Larson is just going to backhand that one all the way down. Icing the call against the Wildcats with 2.5 to go in the second period.
Cats struggling to get that one out of their own zone. As you say, Mike, they had multiple opportunities to get good clearances, and they're not doing it. They're not doing it because either they're not looking to where that puck's going to be going, or they're not executing it, right? They say, okay, I know where I want to put the puck, but I mishit it. I don't put the right pace on it. I don't put the right speed on it. Or they're throwing it into a place where they really shouldn't be.
7 ties the most goals given up this year by the Wildcats. Lost 7-0 at Lakeville South on January the 8th. I'm going to guess Saturday when Lakeville South is here, it will not be a 7-0 game. Sabres are going to be home on Saturday, by the way. They've got the Farmington Tigers 2 o'clock start at the Shakopee Ice Arena. Lawson Gesso for the Sabres. Another shot. Schwark watches that one go whistle wide. Cats are just not, what is it, about 75-25% loose pucks? Shakopee's favor. Ballman all the way through. And again, just quick turn and go. Lawson Gesso. And he lost overskating the puck that time was number 29, Heilman.
The transition game from defense to offense for the Sabres is almost as fast as I've seen in high school hockey.
Schwark, big glove save.
And that gloves is about as good as I've seen in high school hockey. What a nice save that time by Austin Schwark.
Yeah, you're going to look on paper, you're going to be like, wow, Schwark gave up 7 goals. Wow. If you see how those goals are, I'm not sure, Philippe Gustafsson might have stopped, or Jesper Wallstedt, or, anybody like, they're not going to stop those shots either. Most of them.
Well, the positive, and again, we still have a third period to play, and we'll see how that goes. But the positive for the Wildcats is that this is not the last game of the season. The playoffs don't start tomorrow. They have an opportunity to review this film, watch these games, and say, okay, what did we do differently? What did we fail to do? What did they do well? And they can learn from this and grow from it.
Well, we said coming in, the Wildcats have not played in 8 days. Talking to Coach Kreiser before the game, he said they've had good practices. The boys got last weekend off just to kind of regroup, be kids. But it's been good practices since then. That one nearly into the ceiling here at the arena. And Schwark covers up. But Coach Kreiser, he did not see this coming tonight.
No, well, and the other thing is that the Cats were, as we pointed out to our viewers, the Cats were on the longest winning streak they've had in 6 years, right? And so, things are going well. It's almost like the Wild, they're 8-1-1 going into the Olympic break. Well, now's not the time to take a break if you're a Wild fan.
Exactly.
Cats, maybe 8 days off was, a little too many days off. I don't know.
But if nothing else, this is a wake-up call.
Absolutely.
And Shakopee keeps this one in the zone. Schwark, another save. That one just under the mask. Inside 30 seconds to go in this period. Again, Shakopee keeps it shot way out. Another Schwark save. Shakopee up to that'll be their 20th shot of this period. The Cats have 5.
Well, another perfect example. The Cats have the puck on their stick. It's sitting flat. They can hit it high off the glass. They can do anything. Yet what happens? It ends up at the point for Shakopee. A shot on Schwark, and he has to make another save.
Absolutely. White'll just dump that one in.
Good fundamental hockey, Mike, is when the puck is in our zone and it's on our stick, it's either going to a teammate's tape or it's leaving the zone. That's what has to happen.
Again, Washington with opportunity. Good play by Turville, though, to prevent that shot from happening. You mentioned earlier, it's going to be plays like that you're going to look at and go, okay, there's a positive. Another turnover. Cats are going to get out of this period. They allowed 3 in the first, 4 in the second. Now, we said Shakopee had a field goal coming into the period. They now have a touchdown and the extra point. 7-1 Sabres after 2. Both teams will head to the locker room, and we'll be back for third period action here on ETV.
So excited to be here with you guys. Connecting with community and making sure that this city stays safe, stays vibrant, and remains a place where people who live here, work here, and visit here feel safe and a part of this community. The Eagan Police Department has some of the best police officers in the state of Minnesota and truly around the country. And I'm so excited about working with them, learning from them, so that we can work collectively to make sure we serve really, really well. Focusing on staff development, making sure that our people remain the best trained, the best equipped, be able to meet the increasing demands of our community members, making sure our officers spend time with community and trying to prevent crimes before they occur. So I really want to be able to leverage data and technology and trainings. I think at a pretty young age, I knew that I couldn't sit at a desk all day long and do the same thing over and over again. Really what inspired me were a couple of school resource officers, one in middle school and one in high school, who made early investments in me and showed me what law enforcement and community service and community safety really was. Helping people is, I think, one of the most important things that we can do. There's so much humanity and dignity with it. That's where my inspiration comes from, and it really gives me a lot of purpose. I love the Minnesota Vikings. Love that we have their training facility right here in Eagan. Really, I'm a family first person. I have a wonderful wife of a little over 10 years and 2 little daughters who I just love spending time with. I just want to say I am so proud to be your police chief. It's a responsibility that I don't take lightly. And I'm going to work so hard to make sure that the officers are equipped and prepared to serve you at a really high level. I'm going to be committed to working and making sure that the foundation that has been built here in Eagan, that we continue to build on it, and we continue to make sure that there's constant growth here in the police department and entire city of Eagan.
Call 911 for all emergencies. We're here to assist with non-emergency calls as well. You can call us at 651-322-2323, or you can submit an online request. The same 911 dispatchers who answer the phone calls also answer online requests 24/7.
3322 for a disturbance noise complaint.
The online request supports language translation and may be an ideal option for those with communication barriers. Your non-emergency call may be answered by a virtual assistant. There are many common requests that the virtual assistant can help you with, allowing you to avoid hold times during peak volume hours. We're still here for you for non-emergencies. In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
We are here to help you stay safe while riding your e-bike in the city of Eagan.
An e-bike or an electronic bicycle is a bicycle that has pedals and it has an electronic motor that assists with pedaling. There's three different classes of an e-bike. Class 1 is a pedal assist up to 20 miles an hour. Class 2 is a pedal assist with throttle up to 20 miles an hour. And Class 3 is a pedal assist only up to 28 miles an hour. You are allowed to ride an e-bike on trails, sidewalks, and streets. You have to be 15 years or older to ride the e-bike. E-bike riders, along with bicyclists, have to follow the rules of the roadway while riding in the road. They must signal their turns, they must stay to the right side of a lane, and they have to operate as if you're a car. So at a stop sign, e-bikes, bicycles all have to stop or yield at that stop sign to ensure they can stop completely. We would encourage everyone that's riding an e-bike, or bicycle for that matter, to wear a helmet.
Most e-bikes are powered by lithium-ion batteries. Follow these best practices to stay safe while charging your e-bike. One of the most important things while charging your e-bike is using the proper charger that came with the bike. Make sure you store your e-bike away from exits and other hazards. Charge your e-bike outdoors or in your garage. Make sure you turn the charger off when the cycle is complete. Don't leave it charging all night. Let's all have fun out there, but stay safe.
What's the address of the emergency?
When you call 911, we'll guide you through it. Just try to stay calm and focused and answer the call taker's questions. The first and most important information that we ask is the address and location of the emergency. From there, the questions being asked will depend on the emergency being reported. All the information you provide ensures that you get the right help as soon as possible.
At Dakota 911, the role of call taking and dispatching is split. While the call taker is speaking with you, their partner is already dispatching emergency services to the location needed.
Dakota 911 has tools to recognize and support communications in multiple languages. An interpreter may be brought on the line to help support the call.
Listen carefully and I'll tell you how to do chest compressions.
If you have a medical emergency, Dakota 911 provides pre-arrival instructions, such as CPR, until responders can get on the scene and take over. Seconds save lives, so the sooner we can intervene and provide care, the greater the outcome.
In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
Hi, I'm Salim Omari, and I serve as the Eagan Police Chief. So excited to be here with you guys. Connecting with community and making sure that this city stays safe, stays vibrant, and remains a place where people who live here, work here, and visit here feel safe and a part of this community. The Eagan Police Department has some of the best police officers in the state of Minnesota and truly around the country. And I'm so excited about working with them, learning from them, so that we can work collectively to make sure we serve really, really well. Focusing on staff development, making sure that our people remain the best trained, the best equipped, to be able to meet the increasing demands of our community members. Making sure our officers spend time with community and trying to prevent crimes before they occur. So I really want to be able to leverage data and technology and trainings. I think at a pretty young age, I knew that I couldn't sit at a desk all day long and do the same thing over and over again. Really what inspired me were a couple of school resource officers, one in middle school and one in high school, who made early investments in me and showed me what law enforcement and community service and community safety really was. Helping people is, I think, one of the most important things that we can do. There's so much humanity and dignity with it. That's where my inspiration comes from, and it really gives me a lot of purpose. I love the Minnesota Vikings. Love that we have their training facility right here in Eagan. Really, I'm a family first person. I have a wonderful wife of a little over 10 years and 2 little daughters who I just love spending time with. I just want to say I am so proud to be your police chief. It's a responsibility that I don't take lightly, and I'm going to work so hard to make sure that the officers are equipped and prepared to serve you at a really high level. I'm going to be committed to working and making sure that the foundation that has been built here in Eagan, that we continue to build on it, and we continue to make sure that there's constant growth here in the police department and entire city of Eagan.
Call 911 for all emergencies. We're here to assist with non-emergency calls as well. You can call us at 651-322-2323, or you can submit an online request. The same 911 dispatchers who answer the phone calls also answer online requests 24/7.
3322 for a disturbance noise complaint.
The online request supports language translation and may be an ideal option for those with communication barriers. Your non-emergency call may be answered by a virtual assistant. There are many common requests that the virtual assistant can help you with, allowing you to avoid hold times during peak volume hours. We're still here for you for non-emergencies. In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
We are here to help you stay safe while riding your e-bike in the city of Eagan.
An e-bike or an electronic bicycle is a bicycle that has pedals and it has an electronic motor that assists with pedaling. There's 3 different classes of an e-bike. Class 1 is a pedal assist up to 20 miles an hour. Class 2 is a pedal assist with throttle up to 20 miles an hour. And Class 3 is a pedal assist only up to 28 miles an hour. You are allowed to ride an e-bike on trails, sidewalks, and streets. You have to be 15 years or older to ride the e-bike. E-bike riders, along with bicyclists, have to follow the rules of the roadway while riding in the road. They must signal their turns, they must stay to the right side of a lane, and they have to operate as if you're a car. So at a stop sign, e-bikes, bicycles all have to stop or yield at that stop sign to ensure they can stop completely. We would encourage everyone that's riding an e-bike, or bicycle for that matter, to wear a helmet.
Most e-bikes are powered by lithium-ion batteries. Follow these best practices to stay safe while charging your e-bike. One of the most important things while charging your e-bike is using the proper charger that came with the bike. Make sure you store your e-bike away from exits and other hazards. Charge your e-bike outdoors or in your garage. Make sure you turn the charger off when the cycle is complete. Don't leave it charging all night. Let's all have fun out there, but stay safe.
Welcome back. Third period action underway here from Wildcat Country. 7-1 Shakopee Sabers as we start the third period, which means running time per state high school league rules with the 6-goal deficit.
We'll start with 17 minutes in regulation, and I think we'll probably end with 17 minutes in regulation. I don't see the Cats making a massive comeback here, and I think we're going to have a goalie change.
We are. Eric Corner is going to be in for the Wildcats, number 35. First action of the varsity season, I believe, for Eric. As you look at the Wildcats around Coach Kreiser on the bench, see what kind of words of wisdom they had in that locker room. And we were talking between periods ourselves. It's one of those, the Cats just got to come out and just try and find some positives. And you'd mentioned, maybe you have to keep a forward high to stay with Shakopee, who's had all kinds of success just trying to set up in front.
Well, the Wildcats can look at this one of two ways. Either they can cry about it and say we're losing, boo-hoo us, or they can say, you know what? Or they can say, you know what? We're gonna take something positive out of this. We're gonna create something positive, be positive. We're gonna practice something that might serve us well when we're playing in that section quarterfinal game.
Yep. Shakopee keeps this one in. 7-1 Sabres. The only doubles, or the guy with multiple goals, is Sawyer tonight for the Sabres. By the way, I'm looking up Eric Corner in the Eagan game program, and it says, best piece of advice you've received, take your skate guards off before you skate.
Critical advice. I think, you know what that tells me? That tells me that he has absorbed some really good hockey wisdom.
Absolutely. Here's knee guard for the Wildcats. Lunenburg in there as well. And Shakopee going to bring it out the other way. This is Davis up there with Klein and Siegert. Corner. I think he got a piece of that one, which would be career save numero uno. And wait to see if they switch the shots on goal on the board. Okay, maybe we'll have to wait for that first career save.
Apparently, it must have taken a deflection off of somebody and headed up into the net.
Yep. Here comes White to regroup for the Shakopee Sabres. As we said, 7-1 Sabres. Nicholas Hewson looks like he's going to improve to 14-3 on the year between the pipes for Shakopee. Sabres came in 11-0-0 in conference play. And as we've said, a win tonight will clinch at least a share of the conference title for the Sabres. Only meeting of the year between these two teams. And Coach Kreiser was saying, so that makes it a 4-point game in the standings. There's Thomas for the Wildcats. Kind of lone wolf out there as the Cats were changing pretty much everybody else up. Speaking of that, Turver goes in 1 on about 4 against Shakopee. And Sabres looking to bring this one out far side. Cradaville in deep for the Sabres. There you get a trailer coming down. Nice intercept that time by the Eagan Wildcats. That was Kreiser. Riley tries to stand his man up. That's Liam Riley. I think I might have called him Cam earlier, but if I did, I apologize. It's Liam Riley, number 3. Keep an eye. We'll see if number 26, Willie Levine, gets some ice time for the Wildcats this period. Dressed as that 6th defenseman. That, as we said, Andrew Vobel out with an illness. And face-off will stay in the Shakopee Sabres zone.
Yeah, I think the things that the Cats can work on here are, is keeping someone high, making sure they're closing people down, doing a few of the things that maybe are going to help them if there's a close game in that section quarterfinal game.
Williams to come back for the Wildcats. He had Sawyer coming down that right side. Here's number 15 for Shakopee. First time we've called Reinhardt's name tonight.
There's a save for Corner.
Yep, absolutely. Fletcher Reinhardt, by the way, is number 15, a defenseman for the Shakopee Sabers. Here's Riley for the Wildcats. Just saw a collision over the corner and still realized just the one penalty in this hockey game, and that was a too many men call against the Sabers.
Yeah, it has been a very clean. There have been some hits, there have been some physical play, but we have had no foolishness after the whistle in this game at all.
No.
And I can't remember the last time I've had a high school hockey game where there's been no foolishness after the whistle. For the whole game.
Exactly.
Not just a period, but like the whole game.
I mean, there's been a couple where it's like one push or something, but nothing
serious.
Nothing like when we saw Eastview here, and you got big rivalries, and these kids have known each other, basically their whole lives, and some physical activity, that kind of thing. But then again, I'm going to guess maybe Shakopee playing their arch rivals, it gets a little more physical as well, which would, I assume, Prior Lake maybe their big rival?
Chaska, maybe?
I'm just thinking because South Suburban play, think of the Lakers maybe.
Well, everybody hates Rosemount, right? For everybody, anybody who's tuning in to Mike Cook, a proud graduate of Rosemount High School.
Yes, IRISH.
What does that spell?
Yeah, exactly.
In any event, we play on.
Hey, speaking of that, guess where the Wildcats are next Thursday night?
Where are the Wildcats next Thursday night?
Rosemount Community Center playing the Mighty Irish.
Oh, the RCC, huh?
RCC.
I'm sure there won't be any. I'm sure that. What do you think the over/under on minor penalties will be for that game?
I was just going to say, I think they're going to get a workout on the penalty box door on that one, whoever Rosemount has over at that area.
No, it's been a clean game tonight, and in some sense, it's really it's a credit to both teams, right? That they've been this way and they've played this entire game. Sometimes when the game gets a little lopsided, you can get a little frustrated. You can see the Eagan Wildcats maybe lashing out a little bit, but to their credit, they haven't. The Sabers haven't been they've been winning with class, so to speak. They've been physical, but appropriately so.
Yeah, absolutely. Johnson leaves it, I should say, for his teammate. And turnover, Turvold for the Wildcats with a nice to play in the zone. Here's Garrett Larson, couldn't quite control the puck. And Shakopee was Siegert. Siegert part of that trio with Dalen Klein and Cole Davis. Tried to get it ahead, tipped. Corner got a stick on that one. And all the way down, should be an ice on the Cats. And indeed it is with 10:27 and counting. Again, we're in running time because of that 6-goal differential. And Nathan, quick opportunity. Let's mention our crew one more time. Give a shout out to the folks that work way harder than we do.
Absolutely. Executive producer is Josh Sibley. Our director is Winter Price. And our cameras are tonight operated by Michelle Nielsen and Ken Trainer. Thanks for making us look and sound so good here in Eagan. I know the Shakopee Sabers have the benefit of a really nice AV and broadcast network as well.
Yep.
And so we certainly want to give those guys a shout too and say we appreciate what they do for the Shakopee community.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're very fortunate in this conference with some of the webcasting that is available for different schools and different sports. And always great when Grandma and Grandpa can watch from way away. What do you say, Aberdeen, or what's your phrase again?
Well, we like to use the old professional wrestling bit of parts unknown.
Yes.
Whether you're from someplace nearby or parts unknown.
Shot, corner, save, rebound, and he does get it tucked in. Riley, I think, tried to tuck it into his goaltender's pads, and corner wasn't quite sure where that was.
It almost looked like a game of hot potato, right? Oh, you take it. No, you take it. Oh, no, you take it. No, really. You are the guy who can cover it. I need you to cover this puck because there's a Shakopee player right on my back.
Absolutely.
But it's helpful for players that get a little bit of extra ice time, and for corner to to start seeing some shots is helpful for this program.
Yeah, corner, he's a junior. With Mike Estrada, a senior this year, I would presume to be corner and Schwark next season for the Eagan Wildcats. At least on paper, that's what it would say. Halfway home in this third period, a scoreless third period at that. I'm not sure Houston ever saw that one, but it went up into the netting. Face-off stays in the Saber zone. Pavic out there with Lunenburg and Thomas for the Wildcats. Levine on the ice for the Eagan Wildcats, 26 in white out at the right point. Ballman at the left point. Not sure if this is Levine's debut as a varsity player.
Well, if it is, congratulations, young man.
The stats, according to, it says he's had 3 games this year, but it must have been road games. I don't remember seeing him on wearing the whites this year. Oh, we're going to get a puck up here for a second.
For just a moment.
Pavic, Lunenburg.
Critical now for the Shakopee Sabers. The game's in hand. They've got bigger fish to fry starting Saturday with the Farmington Tigers. Important that they stay healthy. Make sure that you're not taking chances, not diving in, not exposing yourself to an inadvertent collision. I don't think the Cats, as I said before, I don't think the Cats are overly frustrated in this game. I think they know they've been roundly and well beat tonight. But at the same time, you want to stay healthy.
Oh, not exactly a clean save. Corner looks at his glove like, what was that? It's kind of like when you're a baseball player and you kind of have go off the glove, and it's always the glove's fault, right? It's never the player.
No. It's like center quarterback exchange issues. It's never the quarterback's fault.
Right.
Wink, wink, nod, nod.
By the way, Quinn Mead on the ice right now. Ryan Grotman just had his first shift, I believe, for the Wildcats tonight. And corner. That's a much better glove save that time. Hit him right in the pocket on the shot from the half wall. Again, we were talking about postseason action. And boy, Shakopee, you got Minnetonka, Shakopee in that Section 2AA, and you would think you'd get maybe Eden Prairie, Chan, maybe a 3-4.
Something like that, absolutely. That makes sense.
Prior Lake's in there. They're a little bit down this year. Shakopee's coach is telling me the first round games are at the higher seed, and then they go to Braemar for the semis and their section final down at Ritter Arena at the U of M.
That'd be a fun venue. I've not seen a high school hockey game at Ritter Arena, but I imagine that would be a nice venue. I've seen a couple of Gopher women's games down there, and that tends to be a pretty nice, fun place to be.
I was going to say, you're right on top of the action inside Ritter Arena. Yeah, I do like that. We're down to 5:40 to go. I got to look at the Cats section final still at Braemar.
Last time I checked, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
The section final is. But the semis I think are at the high seed.
Yeah. Again, we're thinking the Cats very well could be here with a 4 seed.
And you'll have to check local listings. Mike Cook and I would definitely like to cover the first home game for the Wildcats in probably 6 years, but home playoff game, I should say, in the last 6 years. But at the same time, we are a bit at the mercy of the Minnesota State High School League and some of the media deals that it has going. So we'll have to see if that's something that ETV can cover for you. If so, and we're available, we'll be happy to be here. And we're going to have, we've got some foolishness.
We got a slash coming up. First penalty of the hockey game, by an individual player. Coincidentally, it'll be the Shakopee player that sat for the too many men penalty. It's Carter Wagner. And slash the official call. 4.5 to go in this one.
A small consolation prize would be a nice power play goal here for the Cats.
And it would take it out of running time. Williams, that one's going to leak out. Couldn't quite get the pass across to Ballman. Williams, he's taken out on the play right at the near side by Cratterville.
Maybe 1, 2, or two too many passes in that sequence. The Cats had the Sabres moving right to left, and they've got to do a good job of getting them to move, but then getting the shot to the net. Let Nygaard and Turner and guys like that crash.
Williams, he's still going full bore. And that's going to go all the way down. Speaking of full bore opportunity, here's Siegert. Aggressive forecheck with Ballman. Dangerous pass there by corner. Siegert nearly able to intercept that for what likely would have been a tap-in goal. Forrester and Williams right at the Shakopee bench. Sabres able to clear. Davis 1-on-3. Davis with an opportunity. Corner, big save. Davis hard into the boards. He and Turner both pop up. Lane Nygaard for the Cats. Pavic. Blake's going to go wide against Steinhoff. Seinhoff going to win that battle. Back up top, Eilertson tried to get it out. And Lunenburg couldn't quite get a good whack at that one. And back into the zone come the Sabers.
It's late in the game. The Cats are tired. I get it. But the crispness and the consistency, the connections just aren't there for these Cats on this power play.
No. Which has 20 seconds left.
So if you're looking for something to work on for the Cats,
among other things.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that being said, we've seen the Cats power play this season be pretty effective, but against a team that's bigger, faster, physical, more aggressive, maybe a little more skilled, you've got to have those passes have got to be on the tape.
Lunenburg had a shot, and then he had a shot there. Thomas on the rebound. A couple little extra sticks up ever so briefly, but again, nothing coming of that. 2:20 to go and counting. 7-1 Sabres. So Shakopee is going to improve to 12-0 in conference play, 19-4 overall. Again, we said their losses are to the top three teams in the state, and then Eden Prairie, who is generally a pretty good hockey club. So, but yeah, they've lost to Moorhead, Minnetonka, and then St. Thomas Academy.
Why are the Cats skating with 4 skaters on the ice? The Cats are skating with 4 skaters on the ice. Now they've got a 5 on the ice.
And Houston's got the glove save. I looked over at the bench, too, and I didn't really see a whole lot of panic over there. You can hear some of the crowd questioning. Coach Kreiser makes a wave to the crowd like, yep, we got 5 now.
Yeah, Coach Kreiser hiding. You can't see it on screen. He's hiding his face with his trucker's cap.
Something else to work on, counting to 5?
Well, as a proud graduate of Thomas Lake Elementary, I think that you want to be able to count to 5, but it's one of those things,
I would have went to Thomas Lake if it was open, but it wasn't yet. So, a Northview Elementary grad I am. For Shakopee.
Well, the Shakopee Sabers, Mike, have shown us tonight what a top-level high school hockey team looks like.
Oh, there's Hall with his second of the game. 8-1 Sabres.
As I was just going to say, I think I was saying something about how the Shakopee Sabres are really, really good, Mike. They have shown us from start to finish that they're a dominant team. I have to believe that this team is a team, if it stays healthy and stays playing at this level, absolutely can make a play for a state title.
100%. Got to get out of their section first, which is never going to be easy.
Absolutely.
But by the way, 8 goals most allowed by the Wildcats this year.
Well, if you're going to get smoked by a team that's in the top 5 in the state, right? I mean,
exactly.
I mean, we're not the Wildcats aren't getting smoked by a team. They're not getting beat by a team that they should be competitive against, right? This isn't a situation where the Wildcats didn't show up at all, right? They just took on a better team, and that better team demonstrated tonight why they are the team that they are and why they have the ability this year, as I said, probably to play it, to go to the state tournament.
Yeah.
So,
and congrats to the Sabres. At least a share of the South Suburban Conference Championship will be being awarded to the school in Scott County.
Yeah, it's a banner.
Yeah,
it's a banner.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about conference titles. The Eagan Conference titles banner is bereft of anything since 2018-2019, as I can see from where I'm at on the boys side. 2012-2013.
Yeah,
that was the girls' banner I was looking at. So, I mean, look, regardless of what happens from here on out, Shakopee Sabres, they get a banner, and congratulations to them. Cats need to regroup, have an opportunity to do that here on Saturday against the Lakeville South team that presents a different challenge than the Shakopee Sabres. I expect the Wildcats to be much more competitive, and we'll see how things go.
And again, that's a 3 o'clock scheduled start here in the Civic Arena. JV action just before that, of course. And again, Shakopee, you're home. You've got Farmington on Saturday, big 2 o'clock tilt. They're at your home rink. So, again, rough night for the Wildcats. I have no doubt they're going to bounce back from this one and play much, much better than they did tonight. So that's going to be a wrap here from the Eagan Civic Arena, where, again, your final score, the Shakopee Sabres 8, Eagan Wildcats 1. He's Nathan Cron. I'm Mike Cook. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you Saturday for South and Eagan here on ETV. Have a good night.